Alrighty. Let's play the show. Let me just put out the thing that tells everybody I'm playing. Instagram, you're already tuned in, so hello. How's it going, everybody? Oh, wow, okay. Sorry, just saw an update about Trader Joe's that I hate, because I still technically work there. And, maybe not for long, I don't know. It looks like they still suck. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Around the Campfire. My name is Lily / Longneck. Happy to be here. Sasha Music unfortunately had to drop tonight, but that is okay. Hope she can play again soon. So I'm gonna hop on and play some songs for y'all. And I will post a link. Hi, Noreen. I will post a link somewhere. I'm collecting donations for medical aid for Palestinians, which is an organization that is currently on the ground working with refugees that are suffering from Israeli occupation. So that website is map.org.uk. So definitely please consider donating. I'm going to play some songs. And we're also really lucky to have Indelicato on the show today. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And let's play some songs. Need my vitamins and minerals. Wake up earlier and earlier. Sky is blue, dark to light. No, I don't think I'll go out tonight. If I did, I'd waste my money. Buy some food or do my laundry. Get my meds and walk around. See the angels of the later crowd. Pockets of my coat checkered with dozens of holes. Digging my hands into rough. I never could be tough enough. I think my spirit will be me, not in anger, just fatigue. If you see her out the window in the hallway, pass through walls, leave a chair for her to rest her form on. If I can make it through the winter, I'll make it to spring, make it to summer. Dig my heels and come the autumn. Cards will warn me of rock bottom. If I can make it through the winter, I'll make it to spring, make it to summer. Dig my heels and come the autumn. Cards will warn me of rock bottom. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me just check, see how it sounds on the YouTube live stream. Yep. All right, we're live. Okay, great. I'm going to take a sip of this adult beverage. All right. Hello. Um, Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Aunt Noreen. I wasn't planning on playing tonight, so apologies if I'm a little scattered. Um, Also, I heard one of my favorite artists of all time, one of the most one of the most magnetic and electric performers I've ever had the pleasure of seeing several times. And from what I hear, just an all-around great guy. Jack Terrycloth, aka Peter Ventantonio, son of Bridgewater, New Jersey, passed away yesterday, and I'm very, very sad about it. So I will be playing. If you don't know him by name, he's in a band called World Inferno Friendship Society. So I will be playing some songs of theirs tonight. Again, if you are able to, please donate to map.org.uk, which is medical aid for Palestinians that are currently being attacked by Israel. So, here's more music. Let's see. All right, this is a new long neck song, and then I'll probably play some World Inferno covers. All right. Every dream I've had this week has taken place at night. Nothing in the sky, no planes passing by. And when the sun emerges, I am baffled by its glare. Gold dust in the air, mornings are unbearable. I said to no one, and they responded, oh, won't you miss it when it's gone? I close the curtain, no glow could come in. I just haven't woken up. Everything I felt this week has bent me like a spine. Vertebrae unlined, cracking more with time. Heavy breath and loneliness and thinking about you. Sleep till afternoon. I know what is tried and true. Facing the reset, the wheel completed. Another turn around its star. But did you notice something between us? You plant gardens with my heart. I thought you'd know this. Where all the colors go, they surround each word you say. I can be patient, but I am waiting for you to see it clear one day. Thank you. I'm gonna take another sip of this adult beverage. Cool. I'm going to play some covers, and you will have to deal. This is This is Please My Favorite, Don't Be Sad by World Inferno Friendship Society. Alright. After all these years of living fear, start working to farm me other shoe jobs, and after all the years from my life, I started to enjoy myself. The only ones who suffer for it, the creditors and the landlords. You know what? Fuck them. If they want an apology, they can have it. For inconvenience I might have caused. Butterflies in my stomach roll up through my throat and learn to love the open air. The open air. Well, sorry guys, sit down and have a drink, but I'm not sorry. That's that. Thank you. I'm gonna do another one. Thank you, Noah, for the kind words. It's very sweet. This is where'd it go? Oh no, where'd it go? I'm also playing from my parents' apartment, so I'm trying to keep the volume a little low because the walls are a little thin here, but they're also out, so. Okay, here's another World Inferno song. This is Politics of Passing Out. Politics of passing out and other things I thought about, wondering if in despair when you and I might meet again. We made up lines, I saved up quotes, I burned with schemes, I swam with hope, waiting for the moment when any of this might matter again. Must burn joyfully and give off light, unalloyed joy, at least for tonight. With dreams so strange and insistence, no wonder I go around kicking things. While I was drunk, I dreamt I could fly. I never dreamt things would be bad between you and I. Burn joyfully and give off light, unalloyed joy, at least for tonight. So take it on the chin, spit teeth shut up and sing, like the veins in my arms, like the tattoos on your skin. Night upon night, like cassettes and cigarettes, like lilacs off the tongue. This was supposed to be fun. This was supposed to be fun. It was the politics of hanging out that made me feel so dumb about going to shows when even answering the phone. I ended up hanging out all alone. Burn joyfully and give off light, unalloyed joy, at least for tonight. So take it on the chin, spit teeth shut up and sing. Veins in my arm, like the tattoos on your skin. A night upon night, blankets and cigarettes, like lilacs off the tongue. This was supposed to be fun. Oh man, it was no sin. Blank looks and cigarettes, like the scars on my arm, like the heat beneath your skin. A night upon night, bunch of lips and cigarettes, like curses off the tongue. We're not supposed to be so dumb. Wish we weren't so dumb. I wish we weren't so. I wish we weren't so. joy, at least for tonight. Oh, maybe just tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you are just joining us tonight, thank you for tuning in. I'm collecting donations for map.org.uk, which is Medical Aid for Palestinians. They are an on-the-ground group working to support and aid Palestinians living under Israeli occupation and suffering from those terrible fucking attacks. So please consider donating. I'm going to play a couple more. If there's anything that anyone wants to hear, please put it in please comment. You can do that. Another sip from the adult beverage in the room. Oh, and I put that on the 4th fret, so I guess I have to play something from there. I'm gonna try a super old one. This would be a song from this will be a song from the first album I ever released as Longneck. It was self-recorded on myself. I'm saying a lot of self today. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can play Birds. Before I play Birds, I'm gonna try this song. This song is from the album Heights, and it's called Hunger, and I haven't played it in a very long time, so let's see how it goes. The wine in my belly has stopped being so mean. You have the kindest face that I have ever seen. Let me hold it in my hand, keep it in my grasp. I need something glimmering, something that could last. There's a gnawing at my heel and a tugging on my sleeve. I'm choking all the words I was set to believe in. This is madness, this is cruelty, this is fucking messed up. How I can't ask for help and swear it's enough. I can't ask for help, I swear it's enough. That kind face of yours is smiling. I know it's all sincere. You don't know how happy I am to be with you here. Tomorrow I'll wear something with pockets, so I can stuff them with words I refuse to say, like you're everything I want, and I hate the way you know I need you more than ever. Can we hang out in your home? You make me wanna scream the ribs out of my skin. I'll hang on to you like I hang on to them. There's that gnawing and tugging at my heel and sleeve again. you standing tall, keeping an eye on me. I'm sorry for the burden, make you so bereft of space, but you're not still here, you haven't left, you're still here. Ooh. Whew. Thank you. Oh boy, I don't know why that felt so hard to play. Alright, I'll play a couple more. Thank you for tuning in. And again, if there's anything you want to hear, you can go ahead and put it in the comments on either YouTube or the Instagram page. And again, I'm also collecting donations for map.org.uk, which is medical aid for Palestinians. So they are providing immediate medical relief on the ground to Palestinian refugees who are suffering under Israeli occupation. So please consider donating if you have the funds. Cool. Birds was suggested. I will do that. All right. Do I have to burp? Nope. Okay. Downy coat, letting loose its feathers as if I'm molting, like I'm shedding this year completely, and I face a cold, bare-skinned and ready, still as large as a world that I was born in. Bear the weight of my essence every morning. Lots of feathers doesn't make my shadow any smaller. I resolve to stand a little taller. I resolve to stand a little taller. Silver hairs hidden like some long forgotten and overgrown trails, buried wild in a forest that keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing, where the light turns everything, dappled as a gray horse, as a starling's winter plumage. One day they'll be more intrusive. I am still as large as the world I was born in. Bear the weight of my essence every morning, and I'm so tired of submitting always to its pressure. But it doesn't make me something lesser. No, it doesn't make me something lesser. I resolved to drink alone no longer. Well, clearly that didn't last. I resolved to start the new year stronger. I resolved to drink alone no longer. I resolved to start the new year stronger. I'm as tall as the world that I was born in. Bear the weight of my essence every morning, and I'm so tired of submitting always to its pressure. No, salts, that doesn't make me something lesser. Doesn't make me something lesser. You ever get distracted by an email that pops up, says your credit score is available while you're playing a set, and you're like, I can't think about that right now. What credit? Literally, what credit? All right. Cool. So, both my cards won't go in. Do you have another place to donate for Palestinian aid? Yes, I can post those links as well. I don't have those links off the top of my head, but I'll see what I can find. So again, if you're able to, I'm collecting donations for map.org.uk, and if that website is giving you work, then or giving you the runaround, then I will find another spot. Because what is happening in Palestine is genocide, and the world is a bad place, and I am very afraid to die. All right. Fucking hell. Okay, great. So I'm going to play one more. Yeah, one more. I gotta order dinner. I'm gonna play one more. Thank you for tuning in. Indelicato is going to be on next, performing some poetry. So please tune in. They will have there will be links on the watch page, and also for M's donations. They will be available on around the campfire.online/watch-here. So, oops. All these links that you want, baby, I got them. So, hang in there. Alrighty. Let's play the dang music. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Lily. This project is called Long Neck. I also book all of the Around the Campfire shows, which this performance is a part of. Yeah. And rest in peace, Jack Terrycloth, aka Peter Bentantonio, son of Bridgewater, Jersey forever. You said something that you shouldn't have, 'cause I feel spoiled by kindness, and call it what you will. My love's too big to fail. You don't say anything. You don't say anything. You don't say anything anymore. December moon all in silver, full and greedy. Some hunger keeps my heart beating, and all the space that we occupy, it's not the sleeping alone that gets me, it's knowing the reason why. I can't stop thinking, I can't stop thinking, I can't stop thinking about. Maybe if I clean up my act, someone will love me back. Maybe if I clean up my act, someone will love me back. Maybe if I clean up my act, someone will love me back. Maybe if I clean up my act, someone, no, someone. Maybe if I clean up my act, maybe if I clean up my act, maybe, oh, maybe. Cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. Indelicato is next, and stick around. All donation links will be available on the Around the Campfire website, which is aroundthecampfire.online. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye, bye, bye.
All right. Are we live? Maybe? Perhaps? Can I get like a hell yeah in the chat if we're rolling or something? Just kidding. I can't see the chat fully. All right. Sweet. We're live. I got confirmed. So sorry about the technical difficulties. The technology gods are never on my side. So it's all good though. We're all good. I want to start by saying thank you to Lily from Long Neck for hosting Around the Campfire and for playing that last minute set. I know I've been preparing for 2 weeks and I'm still pretty nervy. So I'm impressed that she held down the fort so well. And I really had a good time watching her set. My name is Em. I'm speaking to you from the land of the Munsee Lenape and the Canarsie Nations, presently stolen and branded as Brooklyn. And I'm just so thankful to be here with all of you for showing up and for sticking around. Tonight, I'm going to be collecting tips in honor of Honor the Earth, an organization that's very important to me. And I'll discuss that org a little bit later in the set. Figured I would just dive right into my work here. We got some poems tonight, some older ones, some newer ones of mine, written by me. And all right, let's just begin. This first piece is very aspirational. It's what I hope to manifest in the future, way beyond my lifetime. And it's called Savage Matriarchy, the Eco-Civicene, circa 3030 AD. We are all queens of Ithaca, only we do not wait for an anointment of power or caresses from suitors or castaways. No, that is the way of the elders, whose mother voices whisper in our purple veins that we need no longer be deluded by those ancient constructions, the ancient atrocity of men's self-instated dominance, tragedy, and victimry, but for the victory, for survivance of everyone else, as we alchemize the mythology once created to exoticize us into becoming ourselves. The ruin of empires burn and the forgotten fumes swirl into finally clean air, and the only twitching trails missiling across our skies are the red-tailed kites of our children and birds of prey who leave fish scales for us as even more precious stones to give our lovers a fistful of glittered and glazed knuckles while we share thrones made of bone and fern regrown from waste and war. All right, and since I'm alone by myself, figured I would end every poem with a snap. It's a poetry reading. You gotta do the snaps, and it would be just as silly as if we were all in the room together. I hope I feel your energetic snaps with me in this campfire circle tonight. All right, This next piece here was back from when I was forced against my will to write sonnets, but I really like this one. It's called Beehive Sun. An unrelenting golden buzz resonates into space, endless kinetic fury, energy of efficiency, as photons collide and catch in the sticky core, melding nuclear honeycomb, like fuzzy electric bugs brushing busily over one another, insects impelled by processes primordial, and from there you take off from the ground. State where to radiate, from our focus to faraway fields, waggle dance your wavelength for life, the frequency of fate, the happenstance of flowers, fauna, and future, for us to interpret our salvation, or it'll be too late. By existence, apids and stars generate reasons we are alive. Despite their power, only one against us will survive. Snap, 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 snaps. Yes, save the bees. Love the sun and save the bees. Okay, this next piece is a poem about blood, the body, and the land, and the sense of placelessness one can have from the conjunctions and dislocations of those things. And a content warning for this piece, it alludes to colonization and ethnic erasure. There's a lot of geology terms in this one, and the title of this piece is called Clastic Identity. And clastic refers to rocks that are formed from broken pieces of older rocks. Okay. Clastic Identity. I read about the blessings of being the colors of the earth. I know that at least I am darker than most of the beaches I've been raised on, so I try to remind myself that I am as real as the ground I stand upon, while wondering how rich is the cacao soil of Papa's banal farm fields, by now surely belonging to someone I don't know, or how the dusky stones of Scottish shoreline shine silver in Celtic rain, or how my lineage has only ever known islands, or how can I be indigenous to a place my tears have never touched, or be brown enough knowing that my white coal miner and orphan ancestors had cleaner hands than the conquistadores who have erased the Taino from my blood over centuries, like rosy raw rubber ripping up pencil marks from the flesh of the page, or how the pen is just as mighty as the sword, since each leaves black stains on the land, both weapons of king-contracted pirates, carving their title victors on the bedrock of nations. Oh, what a magnificent erosion the sandstone skin of mine faces, sunfall-colored birthmarks and scars, stripes and stars of jasper, while the consequence of conquest and orogeny will deform my fragmental body into nothing more than dust and a single name, American. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presence and for your open ears tonight. And I feel like that piece is a good place to introduce Honor the Earth, the organization I'm collecting donations for. Honor the Earth uses Indigenous wisdom, music, art, and the media to raise awareness and support for Indigenous environmental issues. They leverage this awareness awareness and support to develop financial and political capital for Indigenous struggles for land and for life. Listen, y'all. Native peoples really know how to care for the land the best. They've lived in community with their respective environments for centuries and know how to best tend to our ecosystems so that we can all thrive mutually. And this has always been true, but it's becoming more and more evident. And now even the UN recognizes the importance of centering Indigenous knowledge as we face this crossroads of climate catastrophe, which, by the way, statistically harms BIPOC and the impoverished at a greater rate. So it is now more important than ever to support and empower communities and cultures that know how to care for the lands within which we all live together. And so if anything I've said resonates with you tonight, from my creative work to my spiel, I encourage y'all to send any tips that you might give to me to Honor the Earth, linked down below. You can learn more. And giving any little bit is really better than giving nothing at all. And if you truly like not in a position to give any money, I at least hope that you can give your time to research Honor the Earth and their cause. Either way, I would be eternally grateful. So thank you. Okay. We're getting into the science suite now. I love some jargon. I love thinking about the world in very methodical, yet also whimsical out there ways. It's a fun time. All right. This next piece is called Ballad of the Diatomic Molecule. Love is covalence. It is sharing the energy you have, existing in tandem throughout as a unit. We once floated from the death of a sun and stabilized into us too, bursting from an oxygen crust into dust and winds and blinding voids until we were attracted to a blue collection of ions and compounds, seawater and lightning. It pulled us in and we orbited the ozone. You, who stuck to me magnetically, you, who like the laws of physics never failed me. One day, we split through a history of reactions. Separate ways we went into clouds and falls, between the lungs of lovers, within the viridian veins of moss and pine, woven into patterns of DNA. We still search the globe to find each other again and begin a new life on another planet with our charges cradling each other, electric particulate fingertips like holding trembling hands. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to take a little sip of my adult beverage real quick. I hope you're enjoying the show. I'm so happy to have you here. It's been a while since I performed, and I figured it was about time. Okay. So this next piece was written while I had the true privilege of taking a study away course in Hawaii. Truly the best time of my life. And I wrote this piece after we learned about the geology of volcanoes, as well as the Hawaiian mythology around the volcano, specifically the goddess Pele. So this is a poem written in honor of her, and it's called Persist Pele. The volcano survives because she is desperate, climbs out through the crust when the continents grant her the opportunity, a narrow crag, the window to burst through, molten shards against the seas, sharp like fire, against the currents with magma and strife, flailing her molasses limbs, screeches like clanging iron, blacksmith sweat, and blood turns boiling metal into a brimstone weapon, into basalt armor, iridescent axes and swords, into a creation stronger, heavier, and more dangerous than anything before her persistence. It is violence. The living is attracted to the victory of another's war. Forests and beasts and gods chase at her skirts, cling to her as if to keep from drowning. She is driven mad from mothering, the only home in the middle of a blue wilderness. But when she is at her highest, the erosion is most rapid. Frost and sun, ice and wind and the rain tear her down. The ebony tears tangle with dirty hair, maniacally forged and ripped out, noosed by a moss-green collar, adorned with malignant crystals sutured in her skin. She cuts away with a scissor tongue of lava and heartache, hot like glass. She is an enemy in a battle she was born fighting, a fight that never ends, as long as the earth drifts onward and oozes her soul, syrupy and scalding, and any sugarcane sweetness turns to ashes in her teeth gnashing, while hoping to breathe a sigh instead of a scream. Thank you. Thank you. All right. This next piece is about the universe, specifically the invisible matter that is the foundation of all galaxies across the entire spectrum of our known horizons of the universe. It's also about being really, really gay. So that's fun too. It's called Dark Matter. Most of what we are has yet to be seen. You bend me like light in gravity. It shouldn't make sense, but there isn't any other way the universe could be. No one knows what the bodies of two non-baryonic weirdos like us can create. Our gravity doesn't follow the theorems of our fathers. Maybe no man can or should explain the paradoxes our interactions prove exist. The laws of physics don't change just because some are uncomfortably incorrect. All of the space-time information of our lives before we met has become completely entangled, so how could we grow into something greater than the sum of our parts? Or will we scatter no matter how fast or slow we go? The tension is there, but vanishingly weak. Sideways glances and gentle touches are so relative that they're only evidence of a quantum-level disorder in how we feel about each other. As we move further and further apart, the only thing tying me to you is energy, cobwebbed together, invisible home of strings looping across the arms of the galaxy, around our pinky fingers. Yes, thank you, thank you. We love queer longing. We love to hear about it, and we hate to experience it firsthand. All right, this next poem was molded and sculpted off of an excerpt of Darwin's Descent of Man. It's called One Body, Millions of Beings. In a series of species, my body forms a whole, graduating into its own ecosystem, insensibly and defiantly blooming and upwelling through my flesh. A hominid evolved from a singular into a symbiosis. Some millennia ago, the microbial flora of the darkest corners of strata and trenches agreed that I am just as ape-like as I am protist-like, fungus-like, bacterial, viral, infinitesimal, palatial. Creatures unseen to mere man have congregated within me, like a temple ground cloistered by rainforests. As they now meditate in my sacral font, chant in my bronchial choir, transubstantiations exists in my gut. I feel it every day, in the pulses or prayers. Am I their would-be deity? It is impossible to tell if I made them or they made me. Or am I an abandoned hallowed ground, hollow skeleton and meat, a fixed relic animated by the beings on my being? Microscopic cobras, capuchins, cockroaches take haven in any crevice of me, definitely devoured by moss and wisteria, veiling my humanness to the point where I am at the mercy of their salvation. Through the tacit turns of time, the terms and conditions of my womanhood ought to be used to constitute an entire kingdom. Thank you, thank you. All right, this next piece was born from a chemistry lecture that I took, where the lecture itself was describing how in particularly viscous solutions, the complex molecules are so long that they literally knot into one another. And my mind went, well, what if that actually just looked like an orgy? And this is why you don't teach chemistry to college students at 8 a.m. That's where the mind goes. It's dangerous. But anyway, this poem is called Honey's Slow Forces. I was once told that complex molecules tangle into one another, like fingers and hair, like legs around waists, like dipoles conjoining in a mixture, in and out, pulling closer and releasing continuously, rhythmically catalyzing, a viscosity thicker than voices out of control, than honey poured from the pot, slow saccharide bodies that even while suspended through the air, they're clutching, clinging, cleaving, nails and backs and bites on necks, multiplied by a multitude of acids and carbon skeletons, polyamorous forces of electrons wanting ceaseless possible attraction as they collide with each other upon the bed of breakfast toast I have for myself in the indigo light of dawn. The atoms trace each other's golden curves as they drizzle down. The sweetness sits on my tongue like the sweaty stillness in a tousled aftermath of lovers lying within one another, homogenized in the waking hours. glazing over the dark. Can't forget the snaps, of course. Gotta snap for sexy chemistry. All right. Okay. This next piece, a little content warning here, does discuss suicidal ideation. It is called apoptosis. I used to hope I'd die every night before I fell asleep, and I'd awake without knowing that my wish came true a million microscopic times. While falling apart in the waking world, I spent dreamless nights falling off the deep end, like little leaves, brittle corpses descending into the understory of my consciousness, where imploding cells bloomed into mushrooms, forest floor root rot mottled with nuclear clouds. These programmed deaths of mine are a perpetual suicide pact. My cellular seppuku sisterhood gives the midnight signal to feed their insides to the phagocytes. Non-professional predators will clean pollution in the ecosystem of one adolescent body. My internal carrion is recycled back to rebuild my own shape. We cannot stop dying once we've begun living, and this is my saving grace every morning. Thank you. Also, thank you to our cells. They're out here doing the most, living and dying for us. Thank you so much. All right, we're coming to my last poem here. It's my longest one in the set. I promised a poem about gay witches, and I'm a man who keeps my word, so I'm here to deliver. So I want to thank Lily again for having me on Around the Campfire. I want to thank you all so much for being here. And again, if you feel compelled to contribute in any way, I ask that you go to Honor the Earth, link down below. And if you're feeling extra generous, Lily's also collecting money for Palestine. I believe the first link she offered was map.org.uk, but she's also working on gathering up more links. So please follow up for that if you would like to help out in the situation over in Palestine. They're helping heal people on the ground, and they need it, I would say now more than ever, but it's been happening for decades, so just as badly, probably. On that note, thank you again. This last piece is called Unabashed Brujas. Babe, come hitch a ride on this Palo Santo broom of mine. I'll make sure the bristles are gentle and comfortable and don't scuff up your boots as we take off miles around the celestial plane and under your tired feet, where the shadows of Hecate and Artemis shield us with supernatural overcasts to blind the bright lights and bigoted eyes trying to coerce us off our own course. This ride is a little used, doesn't handle the winds quite like it used to, and its handle is a bit roughed up, scratched and burnt at both ends. But so are we, so we know the joy of a ride with more bumps in the night, our own scrappy roller coaster in the sky, stomach fluttering with suspension and lustful butterflies. I'll take you to a secret forest one autumn afternoon, where all the quiet canopy dyes its leaves cinnabar red. We'll make each other wreaths out of the ruby woody petals, which shine just shy of your glowing garnet eyes. And once we christen one another with kisses and our maple crowns, we'll dance circles into the mulch until we collapse along the roots and talk to the trees with mindful touches. I'll take you to all the Mardi Gras parades around the globe. We'll mix each other all kinds of sickeningly sweet potions, and we'll curse with voodoo queens, toss amulets and crystals into the crowds, and we'll feel like their cheers are really for us as our bodies cast new risque rituals amongst the Catholic revelry. I'll take you to every herb bed we can find. We can cook a hearty stew together. Thyme and tarragon will bring us to salivate, while the garden-grown sage and lavender bundles burn slowly to save the peace of mind we have and to smite any demon, vampire, or homophobe who would try to take it all away, sprinkling salt to purify the air and to savor this homemade meal prepared with loving hands. Most importantly, I'll take you anywhere, because you've already swept me off my feet from this physical realm of anti-queer antiquity and into an ancestral hideaway, conjured just for us. Let's fly wherever you want to go, as long as you don't get lovesick of me or motion sick on this knotted, dusty star sweeper. Thank you so much again for being here. Check out Honor the Earth at map.org.uk. It means the world to me that y'all came out to see me.